AlphaNerds.online. Inherit the Earth.
All right. Good evening, everybody out there. I think we got a lot of listeners out there tonight. I think people are very excited for the show that we have. I know I am. I know Annie.
I am certainly excited.
Why? Because we have kind of revitalized what we're doing. We have a guest on our show tonight, a Bradley Havenar. We're just going to name him Bradley because it's so much easier and so much friendlier to just call him Bradley. I met him a couple of days ago at Phillips Theological. Actually, it was yesterday, wasn't it?
No.
What day is it today?
Oh my gosh, it's Wednesday.
I met him yesterday.
You did not.
I met him only 28 hours ago. And
oh my gosh.
It was like finding a unicorn out there in the middle of seminary. I was like, wow, it's so nice to have somebody who has your same historical background. Well, not exactly the same, but enough of the same that's creating a kind of a mirror image when I look at him, which was kind of neat to be able to have this conversation with somebody else who shared similar ideas.
Yeah, I mean, from the way you've talked for the last couple of years, you actually, I feel like you were probably the only one. You were the unicorn. And now,
yeah.
And now we found kind of another person that sounds like they share similar views, I would say.
Yeah, very similar views from what we were able to kind of gather in the about 30 minutes we spoke about before class. We take History of Christianity 2 together with Dr. Ellen Blue at Phillips Theological Seminary. Guys, I just started the seminary. That's why we didn't have a show last week, is because after driving in 2 days worth of orientation, I did not have time or energy or the resources to have a show. So we didn't have one. And I apologize, we are back. But I told you in the first show, if you listened, that Phillips Theological Seminary was going to have a very profound impact on the direction this show is going, and it's already taking place.
I mean, I'm blown away. I think it's so cool that we have somebody that's coming on the show from seminary that you were at for 2 whole days, and you found somebody to come on the show. I think that's great.
Right. So do I. Guys, if you want to call the show tonight, the phone number is 405-534-4747. That number is 534-4747. That's a local call if you live in the 405. So please, don't hesitate to toss us a call and be part of this conversation with Bradley and I as we begin to discuss some of our military experiences. Annie's going to be kind of like the host, guiding us through our stories. Because we experience the same outcome, I'm curious how much of the same path we took in our experiences. And
I'm certainly interested in what led you both kind of at the same, down the same path. I'm so curious to hear it, because I definitely know your story already, Nash.
Yeah. And
to get another perspective, or possibly what kind of, if he had a defining moment or whatnot, just kind of what led him there.
Right. You know, one of the things they talked about in the first couple of days of seminary is how we bring our own experiences to biblical exegetical principles. You're experiencing those same discussions right now in class, as you're also going through not seminary, but Oklahoma City University's Wimberley School of Religion. And when you start looking at all those things you carry as identifiers into your own personal experiences, be it like I am a white male veteran, combat veteran, PTSD veteran, I am a father. All those labels and identities that I hold help shape and make up how I read Scripture or even how I see the world, because those things are the things that create your worldview.
Of course, but there are times you have to check your baggage at the door.
Right.
Just saying.
And be able to understand that your interpretation isn't the only interpretation that's out there.
That is correct. That is correct.
I think we're seeing that right now in the world and everything, in even politics, as we're seeing two people look at, or differing, verging people of different groups looking at the same situation and having a completely different and polar opposite reaction to the same set of facts or the same exegeticals of, like, the Constitution. The interpretation is everything when you're looking at anything. And those interpretations come about by the things that you know as your experiences and your realities.
So true.
Well, we have a lifetime worth of realities living as veterans. It's almost like you get to live 5 or 6 years in every one. You get so many different experiences and so many different eclectic views from so many different cultural backgrounds that it can be an overwhelming experience. You want to live life, you join the military, because you will definitely have a story to tell in a few years.
Well, I guess in being in the military, you are all with all different religions, all different backgrounds, all different races. I mean, you guys are kind of like, and girls, pardon.
And even nationalities. Yes.
So, yeah,
we have people in other countries joining our military so they can possibly even become one-day citizens.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a fight worth.
Right. Now, I want to let everybody know that as a veteran, I have some mixed feelings around some things. I right now am having to kind of sort through some of these mixed feelings as my nephew, Daniel Coda Jr. He just
had a birthday.
He just had a birthday, and he's enlisting. And he's just gone through MEPS. He's going to be leaving for basic training in a matter of weeks. I know of my experiences, and in some ways I am so proud of him. In every way I'm proud of him. But there's also that piece of voice in my mind saying, oh no, don't make the same mistakes that I have done with my life. And I hope that he's going to be okay.
I'm sure he'll be fine. He has got one of the best heads on a pair of shoulders that one could hope for at his age.
Yeah, he's a pretty well-grounded young man. I really gotta be quite impressed with who he is. So we're gonna take a few moments and bring Bradley on here in a few. And while we're doing that, we're gonna play a little music. We had a very popular one that people wanted to hear one more time from my friend. Yes, I have more than one. Stephen Baldwin, back in Olympia, Washington. We used to work at a juvenile group boys home together. He has a band, and he decided that it'd be okay if we played some of his music. So we're going to play some of his music while we get Bradley on the set and getting him ready and mic'd up and getting him ready for this discussion.
Oh, I love this song.
Enjoy.
Plant your flag, raise it high above the crowd, and you strive for the life that you had when you were 5, and you dream of the day when it's branded with your face, and then you go. Whoa, oh, there through your whole life, till the years have all gone, and you're feeling less at home, and the tale you trade, was it predisposed that way? Well, simplicity sells your secrets cheap. We still dream. Whoa, oh, whoa, and we die alone, though we're carried on like ghosts, and the tale becomes a tall fairy narrative on why we try. And you love, oh, you love till that love is gone, and it feels like dying, and you know why. There's one word synonymous in all our lives, more than like. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa,
All right, welcome back, everybody. We got Bradley Havenar with us now, and Annie's here with us. She's going to be leading us through kind of a guided tour. Bradley, before we begin this thing, I would kind of want to introduce you to my wife, Bradley.
Hey.
This is Annie.
Hey, Bradley.
Hey, Annie, how are you?
I am well. It's so nice to have you on the show.
It's great to be here.
Awesome. Okay, well, both of you are veterans, correct?
Last time I checked.
This is why you're on the show, Bradley. So, I'm just going to start the question off with, it's a basic one. What made you all decide to enlist?
Oh, go ahead, Bradley.
Oh, goodness. Man, that's a complicated question. My story is kind of crazy, the reason why I enlisted. And it has to do with my faith, I guess. I was in a bad place in life. I tried to go to college after I graduated high school. And so I went to Rose State College for not even a full semester or a full year. I finished the semester, and then I started the spring semester. And right before spring break, like the Friday before spring break, I swore in to the Marine Corps, and right after spring break, I dropped out and I shipped off to boot camp, and that was it. But I was just in a bad place, and I prayed for something, for God to show me a way out of my life and my situation that I had brought myself into.